It's a pigeon with a crown on. You can't be extra with a pigeon. When can you be extra? Good morning. It's March the 10th. Stressful. It's almost time to go down to East Anglia Yarn Festival to go down to Norwich for East Anglia Yarn Festival. There we go. That's the sentence I actually wanted to say. And today I've got the really enthralling task of putting these on backing cards. Now, obviously some are already done, but many are not. So I have to go through them and sort them all out, work out how much I want to charge for them. And so I've got quite a few new ones, stitch markers that is. A personal fave is this goose, but I need to work out how much I'm going to charge for all of these things, and some of them I've already done before. I've got a box of new cards from Vistaprint that I need to hole punch and string up, but I'm going to go through the ones that I've already got and sort them out into pricings, and then yeah, I put all the findings on them. I've spared you that boring, excuse the mess. I've spared you that boring content. Life's just a bit chaos because I have a baby, and also Yarn Festival. Look at all these little stupid hairs growing back. Anyway, I'm going to sort out all these cards. Look up how much I charged for these last year, some of these last year, and how much I'm going to charge for them, and blah, 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 blah. It makes sense for me to reuse the cards. So I sort them. I've got the little pink stickers you see. I handwrite what the price of things are on it. So it makes sense for me to reuse them. So I'm just sorting them into their respective piles of cards so I can reuse them without having to fart around peeling price stickers off, which I also did have to do. So, oh goodness, 2 years ago when we were doing East Anglia Yarn Festival, my sister came around to help me pack stitch markers because I had more than I have now. And we made, this is a shoebox that a pair of boots that I wore until they fell apart came in. And there's these three bits of cardboard that go between each of the cards to keep them all separate. Oh, so we're so fancy in here, aren't we? So fancy. Last year I brought a ton of stuff that apparently cost £10 on the nose. So I'm going to do all of the £10 things first. So we've got the berries. Now, in an ideal world, I'd redo these cards because the where the stitch marker, the finding lays against the card, it sort of rubs off and makes it look a bit grey, which isn't the tidiest. But I will say that that would just inevitably end up happening again if I made all new cards. I was going to redesign and reprint these cards, and then I thought maybe this year isn't the year to do that. Maybe we'll do that in a future year. I do one yarn show a year. That's the only time I use these cards. Maybe I don't, that doesn't need to be a priority right now. But yeah, we've got the raspberries, and then I'm also bringing blackberries as well. I did also make these ones, which are really, really pretty, but I might save, they're kind of like a blue, iridescent blue colour, but I might save them for a future shop update instead. That might be better, because I've made 2 extra varieties of stitch marker than I need. Do these lay down or do these stand up? I can't remember. I think they stand up actually. Standing up makes much more sense. Okay. Yeah, I've made 2 extra varieties of stitch marker than I need. So I'll probably take out one of the colours of the granny squares that I've made, and maybe those berries. These are the granny squares if you're interested. I think they're really cute. Just little beaded granny squares. Adorable. Adorable. Also, this is a personal highlight. It's a pigeon with a crown on. And the crown is the beads are 24 karat gold plated. because If you can't be extra with a pigeon, when can you be extra? That's my question. Anyway, we're at the really boring stage of yarn show prep where we're just putting things on cards. I might find a rubber eraser. We call them rubbers in the UK, which does also mean what you think it means. And see if I can get some of these grey marks off. I don't think it will work though. I'll just keep going. I'll keep going. I really need to get these cards printed by an independent place, not just Vistaprint, because if I got them printed from an independent place, I'd probably be able to ask them to hole punch them. Same with my other business cards that I use to package stitch markers when I'm shipping them out to you. If I got them printed independently from an independent place, one, much better for the economy. We love supporting independent where we can. Two, it would save me a lot of faff. But the problem is that I do everything so last minute that I don't realise I've run out of stuff until I run out of stuff. So I end up having to hole punch them myself anyway. But that's okay. It's not my most favourite part of selling stitch markers, I won't lie, but it's a necessary evil, that's for sure. Now, I really love these granny squares that I've been making. I think they're really fun. It's just peyote stitch in a square. It's nothing like too fancy. It's not anything I've created off the top of my head. But I find them so fun to do and so fun to put different colour combinations together, involve some sparkly beads, and just, yeah, I'm loving the granny squares at the moment. I am done. That took me too long. That took me too long to do. What, 2.5 hours, I think? A lot of that time I've spent looking for the pink circle stickers because my darling husband moved them from where I thought they were to be where they no longer were there anymore. So I was hunting around for them, but I found them. Good, because last year I bought new ones because I couldn't find the originals and now found everything. Good, perfect. But yeah, that is done finally in the shoebox, in the broken shoebox that I need to repair, but we'll cross that bridge a bit later. Right, it's 1:45. I am ravenous, so I'm going to find myself some lunch. I'm going to pop the heating on because it is significantly colder today than it has been the last couple of days. It's been quite warm the last few days. It's been delightful, but now very cold. And I'm going to continue watching James Turner play the new Sims expansion pack. And I really want the new Sims expansion pack. But have I played The Sims since my baby's been born? I have not. I have not. Not even in the slightest have I done that. So what's the point? Oh, hey. Oh, my goodness. I haven't really looked at my hair today. So, lunch was had. I just had some tomato soup with some toast. My parents are coming up today because they know what I'm like and they know that I'm a bit of a last minute merchant, but at the same time, I'm not feeling that last minute about things, but they're coming up so they can watch the tiny one. And while I'm running around like a headless chicken, which will be good. What is this? What is this? Which will definitely be good. It'll be helpful for sure. Although Marier's around as well, so whatever. As for right now, I'm going to finish twisting up yarn. I do need to start labelling yarn, which I'm not really looking forward to because a lot of them are unnamed and I have to like think of names for them, which is annoying. Some of them are named. I dyed a bunch of Gift for Lolth and stuff like that, like old colourways that I've dyed before. Easy peasy naming them. But some I have not named, so I have to think up names for them. It's just a bit annoying. But I will say, much warmer up here than it is downstairs, so small wins. I also did put the heating on. I regret nothing. I've got a bunch of needle stoppers. I started packing them the other day. There's just a few more that I need to pack, but I'm packing them like this. They're in the little bags that I got. And then I realised I probably needed some kind of branding on them. So I've got, why is this one upside down? It wasn't upside, there we go. I've got my logo and my website. I've got what they are. And then I bought these little hangery things so I could hang them on a pegboard. And then I need to print out a sign that's like, needle stoppers, £4. Otherwise I'm going to be asked 20 times a day how much they are. But I didn't want to put the price on the baggies. But yeah. And I think Marion said to put these ones, put like 4 in a bag, because because that makes more sense, because these were cheaper than the other ones. But I didn't want to just randomly have different pricings and make it confusing. So I've got a few skeins to twist, not heaps. I'm pretty on it in regards of twisting. I do have a lot of yarn to label, but it's only Monday. I reckon I could be completely done. I don't want to jinx myself. Theoretically, I could be completely done by tomorrow. I don't want to jinx myself. And I've got some new yarn bands coming for a new collection that is coming out. If you're in the Biscuit Brick route or the Chai Latte route, you already know. I've got a new collection coming out. Just like a little one in April. And yeah, I've got some new yarn bands coming. For those ones, obviously I can't pack them yet. Not the most exciting, but is necessary. So, unrelated, look at that fluff. Oh, I love it. Yeah, I'm a little surprised that I left it so late twisting yarn still, but I finished dyeing yarn a couple of days earlier, and so obviously needed to wait for that yarn to dry. I'm gonna have to work on streamlining how I do things, because I've been working on this yarn show since going back to work in January. Now I did ease myself back in. We did have illness at the beginning of the year and whatnot, so I did have to ease myself back into work a little bit. Also going from 6 months of not dyeing yarn into like full whack, quite intense yarn dyeing. I don't think my body would have been able to have kept up with it, so I did do little and often. Not to mention I have a baby now, so I can't work 7 days a week, which is what I was doing pre-baby, because my husband was also working a lot. So it's been a bit of a shock to the system to not, well, it hasn't been a shock to the system because I had 6 months to get used to it. But yeah, I have found it difficult transitioning from doing whatever I wanted work-wise to only being able to do certain, even when I had work days, I would work all day from the time I woke up to the time I went to bed. But I've been trying to do like stricter work hours, so I actually stop at some point before my child goes to bed. And so I spend some time with them throughout the day, and I'm still feeding her and stuff. And yeah, so it's not quite doing it all day, but we've booked her into a nursery to start from September. So yeah. Good morning. It is the next day. I've finished twisting up yarn. I got stuck under a baby who refused to nap because she accidentally got overtired. It happens. Today we are labelling yarn. Yarn bands that are coming for the mini collection should be here this afternoon, which is very exciting. I'll just tell you what the mini collection is. I'm doing an afternoon tea collection. It's going to be launching in April, but I'm taking the colourways with me to East Anglia Yarn Festival. Do you want to see it? You want to see it. Now I realise that this is kind of a step away from what I have usually done with my yarn colourways, where they've been nerd inspired, D&D inspired, all of that. I just had the idea that an afternoon tea collection would be really, really cute and fun, and I love drinking tea, so I also love participating in afternoon tea. It's quite pricey, so it's not something I do a lot, obviously. It's definitely like a special occasion vibe, but I just thought I'd show you the colours that I've dyed. So we have Earl Grey, which is a sort of greyish brown colour. It's got some blue and it's got some brown speckles, very lightly speckled this one. This collection is all quite light because I thought good for spring, good for spring. So yes, we have Earl Grey. We have cucumber sandwiches, which is just like a pale green colour with some of the natural yarn it's showing through as well. Is there a different base that I can show it on? So this is on the merino sock, this is on DK. And then it's just got green speckles, and some of the green speckles have broken a bit, so there's a bit of sort of a goldeny yellow showing, which I also really like. Really pretty. And then we have macarons. I just wanted to have fun with pastels with this one. Mint green, pink, purple and pink speckles. Just fun. Just a fun one. We've got jam and clotted cream, because you can't have afternoon tea without jam and clotted cream. So this one is a very heavily variegated pinkish red with some very pale yellow in for the clotted cream. We have, I'm not 100% sure on the name on this one. I was thinking fine china, or like bone china or something. It's inspired by, you know, that china that's got roses on and gold on it. That's the kind of vibe that I was going for with this one. So you've got some shades of pink, you've got gold speckles, you've got some darker pinky speckles. Just thought that'd be really fun. And then we've got lavender shortbread, which I also love this one. So what you won't be able to see is that there is some light yellow patches for the shortbread, and then we've got some bluey purple speckles, and then some of this more pinky purple speckles. But yeah, lavender shortbread. And it's just a mini collection. It's just small. It's just something, I don't have a date for it yet. It's just something that I thought would be fun to do, something a bit different to what I have done before. And yeah, I'm not expecting it to be like a raging success, but I just thought it would be fun to dye something a little bit different and just do like a little mini spring collection to like slowly launch me back into selling yarn online. But yeah, so there's that. But I need to label up all this other yarn and think of names for things, because some of them are old colourways, some of them are not. So going back to booking my child into nursery, it's only going to be 3 days a week, and I think that is going to be very good, because it means that I'm going to be able to take a day off where we can spend the day together as a family, and that would be really, really fun, but still be able to have those 3 days where I can just sort of get loads of work done. And I know that those are my work days, apart from when she inevitably gets poorly multiple times when she starts nursery, all the germs happening and whatnot. But yeah, it feels a little bit weird at the moment. I know it's only March, but it's only 6 months away till she'll be starting nursery, and it feels a little bit weird. 5.5 months. It feels a bit weird that I'm going to be having someone else look after her, even though I know it's very normal. I know it's very normal and everyone does it, or a lot of people do it. Not everyone, a lot of people do it, but it does feel, I tell you why it feels weird. It feels weird because I work from home, so it feels like I should be able to do it all, but I can't do it all because I'm only human. Anyway, this colourway was the result of me wanting to dye up a colourway, but I can't remember what I wanted it to be. I wanted it to be one of the afternoon tea collection colourways, but it had a random splodge of blue on it, so I was like, oh, you know what, I'll just go random. And it's a really pretty colour, and I don't know if I wrote it down. I didn't write down so many of these colourways, and it's such a shame. Hopefully I'll be able to look back at videos and work out what I did or what I used, because there are some really pretty ones. This was me trying to do rock gnome, but it came out completely different, so we've named it something entirely different. This is why you measure things better and you don't just go off the measuring spoons that you happen to be using at the time, because I don't know what size measurements I used, and I've just written green spoon, and I don't know what measurement size green spoon is, or third green spoon. That's not a measurement, that's just me guessing. We had a lunch break, delightful. Oh, tried the tiny lady on pineapple. She isn't the biggest fan. She likes it, but then she's not been the most fun afterwards. So I'm assuming that maybe it doesn't agree with her completely. But yeah, bless her. She's fine. She's currently having a nap. Marie's gone to work, so she is in my charge. And I'm back to labelling yarn. I thought I'd lost one of my blue zip-up IKEA bags. I have not. It's in the spare room, so that is fine. And we're back to labelling yarn. We're on to merino sock. I've done DK, I've done sparkle sock. Now I've actually merino sock, then we've got sturdy sock and fluff. So we're, you know, we're doing the thing. We're doing the thing. We're making slow and steady progress. And I can't complain too much about it, which is good. And the fact that all the colours are named now. I have forgotten what I called that one though, so that's annoying. Did I take a picture of it? But like, this stage of show prep is really boring, so I do appreciate you keeping me company, because it would be all too easy just to sit downstairs and keep knitting on the tiny baby jumper that I cast on yesterday. Did I need to cast it on? I did not. Not at all. This is truly one of the more boring parts of yarn show prep. I know I've mentioned it a few times in this video, but oh my goodness. Standing and labelling all of these skeins of yarn, don't get me wrong, it's very satisfying to do, but it is very repetitive. Very repetitive. It's satisfying to do because it goes from, I personally move them from one bag / the shelf into the bag that I'll be taking them to Anglia Yarn Festival in. So that in itself, quite satisfying to do, because you're clearing the shelf off, you're clearing the bags out. I have so many blue IKEA bags now that are empty, and then they'll be filled with Advent minis. But oh my goodness, it's so repetitive. Oh, it's now later. It's 4 o'clock. My child decided that I've just run up the stairs. I'm not this unfit, I promise. That napping for half an hour at lunchtime was the best move she could have made. So Maria had to go to work to make croissants. So I've just spent the last 2.5 hours holding her while she pulls herself up. Very cute. Singing nursery rhymes. And doing all the stuff one does with an 8-month-old baby. How is she 8 months old already? I don't know. But she's just gone back down for a nap. So hopefully I can finish dyeing up, labelling some more of this yarn. I'm not going to get it all done today, but that's okay. Hopefully my parents can come around tomorrow to watch this watch the tiny lady, so I can finish labelling, because I'm really not that, I'm almost done. Not that far off. So that's a relief. Miso's joined me. Join me for the ride, haven't you, chicken? Oh, she's like, I'm not a chicken. I've got the yarn bands that I printed for the afternoon tea collection. They're really cute. Got this light pink, like doily lace in the background, which is really cute, and then got for a bit of calligraphy. I want a new Chromatic Yarns logo, is what I'm realising, but I just don't know what I want. But I just think that's really cute. It's kind of subtle, very different, so it will stand out. And I mean, it's not quite as good as Stardew Valley. Let's be honest. That was my first time doing like a custom yarn band for a collection, and it looks really good. But I do also quite like the effect that this one has. Right, I'm going to finish labelling this yarn and start printing stickers for Sturdy Sock. We're making progress, folks. This is a fun one that I've named Raven's Wing. I like it. I like it anyway. It's just a whole lot of me doing this today. It's really, this part of yarn show prep is really not that exciting at all. But that's okay. It's a necessity. And yeah, I'm kind of annoyed that I'm not going to be done. I got dance fitness tonight, so I need to start dance, get fit. Oh, the sun's coming out. And then I could come back and do more, or I could chill out and do it tomorrow whilst my mum and dad are watching the tiny one. I might do that. Keep knitting on that jumper. That's also what I was doing in the last 2.5 hours, was knitting on the jumper. Ooh, the sun is coming out, so bright. Knitting on that tiny jumper that I cast on yesterday. I've almost finished the raglan increases. It's how I'm getting knitting done, because she's still not that mobile, as in my baby. She can't crawl. She's mastered rolling. She's very good at rolling now. Mario nipped out the room and came back in the room and was really concerned because she disappeared. Like, where is my child? She was fully under the sofa, so she's fine. She was fine. Hi folks, it's a new day. Am I wearing the same jumper as yesterday? I think so. My parents are around looking after the tiny one, and I've just finished labelling all the yarn. Hi Miso, bye Miso. Which is very exciting. So I'm pretty much there. So I'm going to finish this video. It's only 11 AM. I feel like I should probably try to do something else. Put some yarn in a bargain box. I might sort out bargain box yarn and do that whilst they're here, because otherwise I just may as well make the most of them being here. A cat. Thanks so much for watching. Hopefully I'll see you this weekend if you're coming. If you're not, that's also absolutely fine. Fingers crossed I managed to get this edited and up in time for Friday, because that would be very useful. With all that being said, if you enjoyed this video, it would be lovely if you were to subscribe. If you want to see more from me, there's a whole back catalogue if you fancy binge watching. And if you do want to see more from me, and you've already watched all the videos here, I do have a Patreon. There's over 130 videos there for you to watch that you've not seen if you've not been on Patreon. I'm going to be opening up more spots for the Chai Latte crew tier, that is the mini skein tier. They are going to be opening up 9 AM on the 1st of April. Around 9 AM, it all depends when the little lady naps, so forgive me if I'm a few minutes later. I'll try to be a few minutes earlier. I've had some people say, oh, it doesn't work for my time zone, blah, blah, blah. There is no time that would work for everyone's time zone, so I'm just doing it when I can. I'm opening up 20 more spots. I doubt they'll sell out instantly. If they do, we'll all be very surprised. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being amazing. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you're working on, what you've been up to, and all of that fun stuff. And I will see you very soon in my next video, whenever that shall be.